Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, magandang gabi or magandang umaga. Depende po kung anong oras kayo nararating ng ating training number 3. So, yung training number 1 and the training number 2 po natin were already uploaded or have already been uploaded sa ating YouTube channel. And just to give you a heads up kung ano yung content nun. So, yung training number 1 talks about the benefits ng Supercard dun sa mga customers natin and how they can avail the discounts and the benefits that we offer, and also yung mga products, brands, and services that are currently available. So yung training number 2 naman natin, more or less it talks about the benefits, same dun sa training number 1, pero it is intended dun sa mga active franchisers. So, ipiniliwanag natin dun sa training number 2 yung importance ng Supercard sa pagpapalaki ng inyong customer base. So, sa nasabi na natin, yung Supercard is a way or a method to encourage people to buy more products from us. So, more sales always mean more income. So, ngayon, yung training number 3 naman natin will focus on the actual sales technique na kailangan natin gamitin in order to close off yung mga prospects. Kasi, syempre, aware naman kami na hindi naman lahat ng mga franchisers natin are very good when it comes to sales. Pero, this training will guide you on how you can efficiently save your time so that kapag meron kayong kinakausap na tao, alam nyo kung dapat nyo pang ipagpatuloy yung pakikiusap sa kanya or dapat nyo nang stop kasi hindi talaga siya bibili ng product mula sa atin. So, yung training number 3 natin is a compilation of all the techniques that we have learned across the years on how or what makes a sale a sale. So, siguro bilang pasimula, I want to remind everyone na yung sales or yung process of selling is not convincing. Mahirap mo kasi i-convince yung isang tao na ayaw bumili ng product mo. So, hindi siya yung parang, di ba, parang sa school, kapag sinabi nilang sales, parang i-convince mo yung tao na bumili sa'yo. Pero, hindi ganyan kasi yung sales eh. Yung sales, it is basically a sorting business. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, we attempt to identify yung mga customers na pwede lang bumili ng product natin versus dun sa mga customers na hindi pwedeng bumili. That's why it is called a sorting business. Yung pinagkaiba kasi nila is this. Kapag kasi inisip mo na yung sales or yung process ng selling is like convincing people to buy, iba yung magiging course of action mo. So, iba yung magiging method mo. Whereas, kung iisipin mo naman na yung sales is a process of sorting people who are qualified, ibig sabihin, qualified buyers, versus people who are not qualified buyers, then ang ibig sabihin nito, magiging iba rin yung course of action mo. And sa training natin, ipapakita natin kung bakit yung sales is a sorting business. So, pinakaunang principle na dapat tandaan natin, walang masama sa sales. So, yun. Most of the time kasi, parang naiisip ng tao na parang, kapag nagbebenta ka, parang kinukuha mo yung pera ng customer. Actually, hindi siya ganun eh. Sales is basically a method of helping people to improve their lives. So, just imagine ngayon, kung walang nagbenta sa akin ng microphone na to, wala akong gagamitin para gumawa ng training. Kung walang nagbenta sa'yo ng internet service, hindi ka makakapanood ng video na to ngayon. 'Di ba? Kung walang nagbenta sa'yo ng cellphone or walang nagmanufacture ng cellphone, wala kang smartphone ngayon. So, hindi mo mapapanood yung video na to. So, yung sales, hindi siya masama. So, yung sales is a process of improving people's lives. Yun yung pinakamaganda sa sales kasi kapag maganda yung product mo, kagaya ng binibenta natin, you can help many lives. You can help families and you can help individuals. So, pinakaunang dapat tandaan, walang masama sa sales. Pangalawang dapat tandaan, customers doesn't know what they need until you show them what it is. So generally, hindi alam ng customer kung ano yung kailangan niya. That's why merong method yung sales na tinatawag na marketing. Ang ibig sabihin naman kasi ng marketing, ito yung pagpapakita sa customer kung paano makakatulong sa kanya yung produkto. Kasi halimbawa, dati, di ba hindi pa nauso before yung mga smartphone? Lahat ng mga ng cellphone na ginagamit ng tao, call and text lang eh. But in 2007, when Apple invented the first true smartphone, yung talagang first true smartphone that can almost do anything that a desktop can do, nagbago ngayon yung needs ng tao. So, it simply shows na all those years, hindi alam ng tao kung gaano kahalaga yung cellphone until such time na inintroduce sa kanila ng Apple yung iPhone at nakita nila yung benefit. So, ganun din siya sa sales. Hindi alam ng customer kung ano yung magiging pinaka-beneficial sa kanya, not until such time na bibigyan mo siya ng product that can help him improve his life. So, ganun yung prinsipyo niya. Ikatatlo, we have to avoid group chats or group orientation because it doesn't work. So, siguro marami sa inyo yung nakasali sa mga networking companies and most of the time, yung ginagawa nila is group chat or di naman kaya group orientation. Ang mangyayari kasi nito, sa group chat or sa group orientation, hindi nila nasosort yung customer. So, kahit sino lang pwedeng pumasok doon, kahit hindi qualified or walang pera, o hindi naman talaga bibili, so pumapasok lang doon. At yung mahirap sa group chat at sa group orientation, hindi mo malalaman yung needs ng individual customer. Kasi ang magiging concern mo doon is how fast you can close the sale para maramihan. Pero in sales kasi, it doesn't work that way eh. Especially sa atin that we are looking for long-term relationship dun sa mga client. Ang objective kasi natin dito, every month, dapat sa atin sila bumili. Ganun lang kasimple. Sa atin sila dapat bumili. Kasi pag hindi sila bumili sa atin, then mahirapan tayong ma-achieve yung mga financial goals na sinet natin prior hand. So, ang pinaka-importanting principle na dapat tandaan, you have to do your orientation or your prospecting one at a time. One at a time. So, later on, you will understand kung bakit ganito. Now, ang next principle is yung ipoprovide namin sa inyo na spiel, dapat i-copy-paste nyo lang siya. Kasi, ang ginawa namin sa spiel na to, we collected all the best practices that our field personnel experience in many years that we have been selling and tested and proven na yung method na to. In our record, if you use this spiel, 90% ng prospect mo magsa-sign up. Ibig sabihin nito, kung meron kang 100 na qualified prospects, ang ibig sabihin kasi ng qualified, kagaya nga nung nabanggit ko, yung sales kasi sa sorting business. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lahat ng tao ay pwede sa product natin. Kasi merong mga tao na hindi talaga bibili, no matter how good your product is. So, in sorting our prospects for the business, finifilter natin yung mga tao na pwede at dun sa mga tao na hindi pwede. Ngayon, dun sa mga tao na na-filter na natin, 90% doon papasok if gagamitin mo yung spiel na binigay namin sa'yo. So you need to really you really need to orient your prospect verbatim. So copy paste mo lang yung spiel and then wait for their responses. So mamaya naman papakita naman namin yung method kung paano namin ginawa yung actual na chat conversation. So next thing to remember is pinaka-importante sa lahat, dapat maniwala ka na kaya mo. Kasi even if we give you the best strategy or the best coach or the best person for the business, if you don't have belief in yourself that you can do it, trust me, you will fail. Importante kasi yung belief kahit sa anong bagay, whether you're in sports, in arts, in sales, or in training, kailangan maniwala ka that you can do it. Kasi kapag hindi ka naniniwala that you can do it, ang mangyayari ngayon, yung course of action mo is always directed towards failing. But if you believe that you can do it, if you have that confidence na kaya mo siya, no matter how hard yung problem na dumating sa'yo, or no matter how negative yung prospect na binigay sa'yo, or no matter how hard it is the situation may be, you will definitely overcome kasi naniniwala ka na kaya mo. Kung hindi ka naman naniniwala, kahit ano pa yung ibigay sa'yo na training, support, or anything in particular, you will never really succeed kasi you do not believe. So the first thing you have to do is to believe that you can do it. If you believe that you can do it, everything else becomes easy. Okay. Next, remember, huwag kayong mahiya na lumapit or lapitan yung mga customer. Ito yung mindset na gusto kong maipasok natin palagi when we are orienting prospects, na nandito tayo para tulungan yung customer. Ibig sabihin, tayo yung gumagawa ng favor para kay customer. So, biro mo yun, bibigyan sila natin ng discount. So, malaking favor yun para sa kanila. So, ngayon, kung ayaw ni customer ng ganyan, nasa sa kanya yan. Pero sa atin naman, we have to remember that if the customer doesn't want it, it's their loss, not ours. So we have to maintain a high standard for ourselves. Tayo yung lumalapit kasi gusto natin silang tulungan. So kung gusto mo silang tulungan, there's no reason for you to be shy or to be afraid. Kasi nga yung method or yung objective mo, tulungan mo sila. So ganon. And lastly, thing to remember for every sale, constant practice makes perfect. You will not be able to master the techniques that we will be sharing to you unless you do it on a regular basis. So dapat araw-arawin mo siya, dapat wag kang sumuko kasi success is something that you do on purpose. So wala po kasing success na nangyayari dahil you became lucky, or things like that. If you want to be consistently successful, the first thing you have to do is to ensure na, you do it every single day. Success needs preparation and success needs consistency. So, yun yung mga principle na gusto namin ma-share sa inyo. So, ngayon, let's proceed to the actual method. How do you sale ba? Or how do you process a sale sa isang customer? How do you actually sell? Yon. So, ang pinakaunang dapat gawin mo kapag nagbebenta ka is you have to test the prospect. You have to test the prospect. Sa mga malalaking company, kagaya ng McDonald's, 7-Eleven, Nike, yun yung mga companies na merong international reach. Ito yung tinatawag nila na market testing. Ibig sabihin, bago pa ilabas yung product, chine-check mo muna kung sino yung mga customer na posibleng maging buyer ng produkto mo. Kasi nga, syempre, kahit gaano pa kaganda yung product mo, halimbawa, yung iPhone, di ba, maganda siya. Pero may mga tao na kahit gaano pa yan kaganda, hindi sila bibili. Kasi they think that iPhone is overpriced, they think that iPhone is not a good investment, they think na sobrang mahal, ganon. So, merong mga objection yung mga tao at yung mga prospect kung bakit hindi sila bibili. So, that is normal. So, normal lang sa isang product na merong mga tao na hindi bibili, pero bakit mo naman i-focus yung attention mo dun sa mga hindi bibili? Kasi kung merong mga hindi bibili, meron namang mga tao na bibili ng product mo kahit gaano pa yan kamahal. 'Di ba? So kagaya ng iPhone, kahit merong mga tao na hindi nila afford yung product, but since gusto nila kasi nakikita nila yung benefit ng produkto, then they buy the product. So ganon. So very important na matest natin yung market kasi we want to know and we want to understand kung sino lang yung mga tao na dapat kausapin natin. Kasi if ang tao na to hindi naman siya bibili, ibig sabihin wala siyang pera. Pangalawa, hindi naman siya decision maker. Wala siyang financial independence kasi estudyante. So yung mga tao na to, hindi mo na sila dapat pang kausapin. Kasi if hindi ka kasi magsusort, yun nga yung sabi ko the sales is a sorting business. So kapag hindi ka kasi nag-sort at inoffer mo yung product mo sa lahat, ang mangyayari nito, san katutak na negative feedback yung makukuha mo mula dun sa mga tao na hindi naman talaga bibili. So kapag nangyari yun, mawawalan ka ng energy, madidrain yung positive spirit mo within to perform the task, and mahirapan ka na mag-sale, 'di ba? If there's one thing that will make you continue to do your prospecting, that is always being positive. So mahirap yung maraming negatives sa paligid mo kasi of course they do not help you to grow. So to avoid those negative people and to prevent you from wasting your time, the best thing you can do, ikaw na yung mag-disqualify ng prospect. Ibig sabihin, ikaw na yung magsabi na, I am sorry, pero hindi ikaw yung tao na hinahanap ko. So, doon pumapasok yung tinatawag natin na testing the prospect. So, importante ito because you don't want to waste your time. At pangalawa, you want to talk to people that are willing to purchase your product. Ngayon, ang tanong, how do you test the prospect? It is something very, very important. How do you test the prospect? So, naglagay kami dito ng 5 questions na sasagutin ng prospect mo. And sa 5 questions na to, dapat yung sagot nilang lahat is yes. Kung merong siyang sagot na no, then you have to disqualify the prospect. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo na ipagpapatuloy yung pag-uusap sa kanya because hindi rin naman siya bibili. So, yon. So, the first question you need to ask the customer is this. Are you interested to participate in our online survey? We will give you 1,000 pesos worth of discount voucher for your effort in participating through the survey if you are one of the persons we are looking for. So sa pasimula na ito, sa pasimula ng opening chat mo sa kanila or sa opening call mo sa kanila, nakapag-build ka na agad ng authority over them. Kasi ang ginawa mo dito, naging provider ka ngayon sa kanila ng discount voucher. So, ibig sabihin nito, mas mahihikayat mo sila na mag-participate sa survey kasi if they are the person we are looking for, we will give them 1,000 pesos worth of discount voucher just for participating in the survey. So, malaking bagay din yon. So, importante na maintindihan ng customer na yung 1,000 pesos na to, matatanggap niya lang if qualified siya na prospect. Pag hindi naman, there's no point of giving that person 1,000 kasi hindi yun bibili sa atin no matter what. So, dapat yung sagot ng customer dito is yes. Kapag yung sagot ng customer no, then you disqualify the customer. So, what if yung sabi ng customer is a no? So, kapag yung sabi ng customer is a no, may binigay kami na spiel para sabihin nyo sa kanila or i-chat nyo sa kanila. So, kapag halimbawa, sabi ng customer, I am not interested to participate. So sabihin mo sa kanila, I am sorry. It seems at this point you are not the person we are looking for this opportunity. We are looking for those who are prepared to enjoy the benefit and convenience that we and our clients offer to qualified prospects. Thank you for your time. So dito pa lang sa first question, kapag ayaw na ni client mag-participate sa survey, and you have to take note, bibigyan mo siya ng 1,000. So pag ayaw niya mag-participate, then there's no point na kausapin mo pa siya, 'di ba? So you cut the conversation, you tell them the spill na sorry pero hindi ikaw yung hinahanap namin. Pangalawa, explain mo sa kanya anong purpose ng survey. So halimbawa, if ang sabi ng customer, yes, I am willing, so explain to them na yung purpose ng survey is to let us know about your grocery habits and the amount you spend on household needs monthly. So be assured that your identity and the answers you provide are strictly confidential. So ibig sabihin nito, explain mo sa kanila na ano man yung sagot na bibigay nila sa iyo, this is strictly confidential at walang makakaalam nito. So dapat yung sagot ng customer dito is yes. Kapag no yung sagot ng customer, then you give them the spill and you disqualify the prospect. Next, third question, do you have families who reside in the following areas that can use a discount card? So, meron lang tayong mga areas of operation. So, kapag wala dito yung name ni yung family na customer at walang gagamit ng card, so there's no point na bibili siya. So, dapat yung sagot dito is yes. If yung sagot niya is a no, then you disqualify the customer. You cut the conversation, you give them the opening or the spill when rejecting a customer. So yung pang-apat, tanungin mo agad yung customer. Are you a decision maker? Kasi ang pinaka-importante dito, during the process na nag-uusap kayo, dapat makapag-decide yung customer. Kasi kapag hindi siya decision maker, ibig sabihin, magko-consult pa siya sa nanay niya, sa tatay niya, sa boyfriend niya, walang kwenta. Kasi, most likely, hindi niya naman may explain dun sa kanila kung ano yung card. So, most likely, wala siyang decisive power in order to create a good decision. So, there's no point in talking to someone who cannot decide. Diba? You will just be wasting your time trying to convince them. Ibabato nila sa iyo yung mga sandamakmak na mga questions na hindi naman related sa produkto. So, wala na. So, if ang sagot niya is no, then, you reject the customer, you disqualify them, and you give them the spill when rejecting a customer. So, ang ibig sabihin kasi ng decision maker, are you the type of person who is empowered to make a decision once you see a good offer? So, empowered ka ba? Ibig sabihin, may pera ka ba? Kaya mo bang i-defend yung decision mo? If in case you want to avail of the benefit that we offer. Yan. So, dapat ang sagot dito ng customer is yes. If no, i-reject mo na agad si customer. Ngayon, yung panghuling tanong nyo sa kanya, ganito. If we will give you something for free worth 40,000, can we meet halfway and you shoulder the shipping so it won't be much of a burden on my part? Sabihin mo sa kanya, bibigyan ka namin ng benefit worth 40,000. Pero pwede ba na ikaw yung mag-shoulder ng shipping? Para naman siyempre, binigay ko na sa iyo yung 40,000, siguro okay lang naman ikaw mag-shoulder ng shipping kasi mura naman yun. Diba? So, mangyayari nito, on this part, alam mo na kung yung customer willing siya magpalabas ng pera. Kasi merong mga tao na decision maker, meron silang family that resides in an area where we operate, merong mga tao na gusto ng 1,000 pero wala naman silang pera or ayaw nilang magpalabas ng pera. So kapag tinanong ng customer kung magkano, sabi mo, I will tell you later after I have explained to you what it is. So dapat wag mo munang ibigay sa kanya yung cost or yung price. Kasi ganito dapat nyo tandaan. Dapat ang binibenta mo sa customer is the value. It's the value. it's not the price. Ibig sabihin, yung price kasi myth yan eh. Myth yan. So, ang tao, hindi siya bumibili based on price. Most of the time, they buy because they see the value of a product. So, in this case, very important na dapat i-explain mo sa customer na bibigyan ka namin ng free. So, okay lang ba na ikaw mag-shoulder ng shipping? Kasi mura lang naman yon. Now, if the customer says yes, then you go on to the next part. If the customer says no, there's no point in trying to convince the customer or trying to continue the conversation. You immediately disqualify the customer. Kasi sa parte na to, malalaman mo if willing siyang mag-participate at mag-engage. Yon. So, those are the 5 set of questions that we need to ask them. So, remember, these are very important questions. So, ulitin ko lang ito sila. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, very important you ask them these questions because that will give you an initial method or an initial assessment in order to know if you need to continue the sales conversation with them or no. So, yun. Ngayon, ang second part ng sales, ng actual sales, is yung line of questioning. So, just like sinasabi ko sa inyo, very important yung line of questioning kasi that will make you or that will stimulate the desire from the person to buy the product. So, kagaya ng sinabi ko, what we are selling here sa customer is the value. Ibig sabihin nito, yung binibenta mo dito is not the product, no? Yung binibenta mo dito is convenience and savings, which are called value. So yung value nito, ito yung babayaran ng customer. So how do you sell the value? So you sell the value by asking the right questions. Kasi if you ask the right questions, this will stimulate the customer to realize that there is value. Kasi kapag hindi mo tinanong yung customer, ang mangyayari nito, ikaw yung magbibigay ng value sa kanya. So, ang ibig sabihin, ikaw yung magbibenta sa kanya. So, ang mangyayari nito, sabihin mo sa customer na, ma'am, ganito yung benefit, blah, 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 blah. On the other hand, kapag tinanong mo si customer ng mga questions na to, the customer is the one that is actually convincing himself to buy the product based on the questions that you ask. So, very important na yung questions na to, itanong mo isa-isa sa kanila. Huwag mo itanong sa group chat, okay? Huwag mo rin itanong sa kanila on group chat or any other method na involves group effort, no? So, tanong mo sa kanila individual. So, ngayon mangyayari ganito. So, meron kaming 12 set of questions and you have to ask them verbatim. Isa-isa. So, yung first question na dapat tanong mo sa kanila is, where do you buy groceries? Okay. So, dapat mo itanong yung question na to for the simple reason na dapat alam ng customer na yung binibilhan niya is also our partner. So, yun yung first na tanong mo sa kanya. Where do you buy groceries? Yung second na tanong mo sa kanya is, how much money do you spend buying groceries? So, how much money do you spend buying groceries? This is important because dapat malaman ng customer na malaki pala yung gastos na inaano niya every month. So, kapag kasi hindi alam ng customer yung gastos niya, hindi siya aware, hindi niya marirealize yung value ng produkto na ino-offer natin. And mahirap ibenta yung price. But if you are selling value, it is easier. 'Di ba? Easier na halimbawa yung sasakyan. Yung sasakyan lang. 'Di ba mahal yung sasakyan? Kasi syempre, every month babayad ka ng lampas 10,000 for a car. But why do people buy cars? They buy cars because of the value. Ano yung value na mapoprovide nun? Safety, kapag meron sasakyan. Convenience, kapag meron sasakyan. And ease of life, kung meron kang sasakyan. So, people buy because of value. So, dapat, sa line of question natin, itanong mo siya sa customer verbatim, isa-isa. Because we want the customer to discover the value all by himself. Ito yung important. Dapat siya mismo makadiscover ng value. Ngayon, pangatlo, the customer needs to realize na medyo madugo yung proseso ng grocery. Kaya dapat tanungin mo sa kanya, how much time do you spend buying groceries? Ganon. Pang-apat, you have to ask the customer, how much do you pay for water and electricity bills? How much do you pay for water and electricity bills? Pang-apat 'yon. Next, how much do you pay for cellphone load and internet connection? Pagkatapos, how much do you pay for fuel? Next question, the seventh one, do you eat in fast food? And how much do you spend? So pagkatapos nito, the next thing that you're going to do, pagkatapos na maitanong mo sa kanya yung mga monthly payments that he normally pays, next question you have to ask him is, in total, how much do you spend? So, in total, how much do you spend? Yon. So, tanungin mo sa kanya kung lahat-lahat, magkano yung sinispend niya. So, kung wala siyang calculator, then you can ask him that, you will do the computation by yourself. So, i-compute mo, tapos ipakita mo sa kanya na, ma'am, ganito yung pera na lumalabas sa iyo every month. Next na tanong, do you plan to buy a new cellphone, appliance, tablet, or computer in the future? Yun yung next na tanong nyo. Next, if there's someone in a store, or if there's a store that will offer you free delivery of grocery items up to 50% discount, are you willing to buy from there? So, sa puntong ito, compute mo sa customer na halimbawa, if he's spending 10,000 on grocery, bigyan siya natin ng discount 10 to 15%. So, from 1 to 5,000, yun yung pwede niya maging savings. Next, if that store will give you 60% discount, okay? If that store will give you 60% discount on household products, appliances, tablets, or computers, are you willing to buy from that store? Are you willing to buy from that store? So, very important na ibigay mo sa kanila yung isa sa mga benefit na ino-offer natin by asking them questions. Yung purpose nito ulit is for the customer to discover the value of the product that we sell instead of us offering the value. Mas madali kasing ibenta kung yung customer mismo kumbinsido. If siya mismo yung nagkumbinsi sa self niya na kailangan niya yung product na to. Pagkatapos, if that store will give you up to 10% discount on water, electricity bills, fuel, fast food, cellphone load, are you willing to buy groceries from that store? So, yon. Pagkatapos, ito yung pamatay na question mo sa kanila. This is actually the 13th one, pero we did not include this dun sa first 12 because this is very important. So, pagkatapos na naitanong mo na sa kliyente yung lahat about dun sa grocery habits niya and sa buying habits, the next thing you have to ask the customer is this. If we will deliver your groceries for free in your doorstep, are you willing to buy from that store? You have to remember, you ask this question sa customer kasi dito ka napapasok sa pagbebenta ng value. If you remember, yung questions 1 to 12 actually gave the customer an idea na yung produkto kailangan niya. At siya mismo yung nag-convince sa self niya na kailangan niya yung produkto. Kasi you ask him a series of questions that leads to the discovery of the value nung supercard. So yun. So yung mga questions na to na tinanong mo, yung 12 questions, yung end point nito or yung end goal nito is for the customer to discover the value of the product. Kasi if the customer discovers the value of the product, there's no point in talking about the price. Kasi yung value, na-realize niya na eh. Diba? So, it's something very important. Ngayon, ganito. If halimbawa, pamatay na question mo, if halimbawa, we deliver your groceries for free in your doorstep, are you willing to buy from that store? Most likely, sagot ng customer dito is yes. 90% will answer yes. Bakit? You will save time and you will save money because we deliver the groceries for free to your house. So, yun. So at this time, dito sa part na to, na nagtatanong ka sa customer ng mga questions na to, nasi-stimulate na dito yung desire ng customer at nakikita niya unti-unti yung value ng product na ino-offer natin sa kanila. So that is very important. So kapag nakita na ng customer yung value, it is easier, way easier na ma-present natin sa kanila yung product na walang objection. Ibig sabihin, nakita na kasi nila na wow, this product is very beneficial. So kapag nakita nila personally na or sila yung mismo yung nakadiscover, it will be easier for us to close the sale. So yung next method natin, ito yung tinatawag na closing the sale. Ibig sabihin nito, parang namimingwit ka. So once na kumagat yung isda, automatic hilahin mo na siya pataas para makuha mo. And this is also the parallel method na ginagamit natin sa sales, which we call as the closing. Ngayon, yung sa closing na to, the first question you have to ask the customer is this: are you interested to know how to purchase from our store and avail of the benefits we mentioned? So tanungin mo siya, ma'am, interesado ka ba na malaman kung paano makabili sa store at kung ano yung mga benefits or how to avail the benefits that we mentioned? Most likely, ang sabi ng customer dito is a yes. Kasi syempre, siya mismo, nakita niya yung benefit . So parang ganito lang yan, parang meron kang binibenta na sasakyan na sobrang ganda. So dinisplay mo siya sa mall. Tapos yun. Tapos nakita ng customer, sabi niya, ang ganda ng sasakyan na to. Siyempre kapag meron na siyang interest, kasi siyempre nagandahan siya sa offer, nagandahan siya sa product. Siyempre kapag meron na siyang interest na ganyan, kapag tinanong mo siya, ma'am, do you want to know more how you can avail the benefits that we mentioned? Most likely, 90% of the time, sagot niya is yes. Yun yung magiging sagot niya. Ngayon, pag sinabi ng customer na yes, ito mangyayari. Tanungin mo siya ngayon, ma'am, or explain mo sa kanya na ma'am, in order to purchase from our store, you need to have this supercard. So yung supercard, ito yung benefit niya. Okay? So dito, if makikita mo sa second question natin, sinummarize mo actually yung benefit ng card based doon sa mga tinanong mo sa kanya on our line of questioning. So, ang ginawa mo lang dito, inulit mo lang sa kanya, ma'am, ito yung kailangan para makabili ko sa store. Dapat meron kang supercard. At yung supercard na to, ito yung benefits niya. This, and this. Ngayon, tanungin mo sa customer. Na-explain mo na yung benefit. At siya mismo, doon sa second phase natin, he discovered na maganda yung product. Ngayon, ito yung tanong mo sa kanya, ma'am, or sir, if I have to ask you, with all those benefits, mga magkano yung presyo na kailangan na you think is worth dito sa card na to? Magkano yung cost ng card na to? You have to remember that in this method, pinagkaiba nito kasi tayo yung nagtatanong sa customer, how much do you think is the price of this card? So if naalala ninyo on our first phase, hindi natin binigay sa customer kung magkano yung babayaran niya on the shipping. Hindi din natin sinabi sa kanya magkano yung cost ng card. Kasi tatanungin siya natin, kung ikaw ngayon yung magpipresyo ng card, magkano sa tingin mo yung bentahan nito? With all the benefits that we offered. So, ganun yung presentation mo sa kanya. So, with all the benefits we offered, magkano sa tingin mo yung cost ng card? How much? So, syempre, magbibigay ng figure si customer and syempre, malaki yun. No? Malaki yun. Ngayon, sabihin mo sa kanya, actually, yung cost ng card is 39,000. Pero, I'm glad to tell you that the card is free of charge if you decide to get one today. No? Sabihin mo sa kanya, I am glad to tell you that the card is free of charge if you decide to get one today as we speak because we are only opening 10 slots for this. Dapat explain mo sa kanya na we will be giving you this for free if you decide to get one today because 10 slots lang bibigyan namin ito. So, bakit sinabi mo na 10 slots lang? Because it will stimulate a sense of urgency sa customer. Kasi sa totoo lang, 10 slots na naman talaga eh. Until such time na we discovered na merong demand, so that's the time that we open another slots. Pero we open the slots by 10. So sabihin ngayon ng customer, sabihin mo yun sa customer, you have to decide today para maisama kita dun sa 10 slots. Yan. So kapag natapos mo nang sabihin sa customer yung fourth proposition natin, tanungin mo na agad yung address niya kung saan pwede maibigay yung 4 na Cetaphil bars worth 1.8. Dito kasi, nakita ng customer na, okay, if I decide pala ngayon, I will also get the freebies. So, meron pa siyang benefit. Tapos, next na tanong mo sa kanya, since we will give you the freebies as well as the card for free, can I ask a favor? So, syempre, binigyan mo na ng favor sa customer, ikaw naman hihingi ngayon ng favor. So, yung favor na hihingin mo sa kanya, ito yung question number 5 dun sa testing ng prospect natin, if you remember. So, yung question na to, ito. Can you shoulder the international shipping fee for the contract, local shipping for the freebies, processing fee of MasterCard, notarization, and seal from the Department of Foreign Affairs documentary stamp? The cost is 1,599. So, dito mo ngayon ipapasok. So, yung 1,599 na to, ito lang babayaran ng customer if he decides to get the card ngayon. So, ang 1,599 na to, that will cover the processing fee for MasterCard, notarization, everything the legal documents require, ito lang babayaran niya. So, in turn, yung nakuha ng customer, 1.8 worth of Cetaphil products, you get the card worth 39,000, and lastly, makakakuha siya ng GC. Yun yung 1,000 pesos na promise natin sa kanya na discount certificate. So, next na dapat ibigay mo sa customer, so sabihin mo sa kanya, great. Let me tell you how you get started. Very important na mag-guide mo yung customer para hindi na siya makawala. So, you tell the customer that for you to start, so ito yung mga bagay na dapat gawin mo. So, dito yung contract, primer, yung website. Tapos ito yung number na pwede mong i-text para mapareserve yung slot sa'yo. At pwede rin na ako na yung mag-reserve ng slot. Pagkatapos dito mo i-send yung lahat ng account payment. So, very important yung mga bagay na yun. Lastly, dapat tanungin mo yung customer or dapat magpasalamat ka sa customer at ipaano mo sa kanya na in order to claim the 1,000 peso discount voucher, dapat mag-send siya ng private message sa ating Facebook page. So, as you have seen, very important yung mga method na ginagamit natin sa sales because this will give people the idea on how to actually sell and it will change the people's perspective on the manner of selling. So yun lang po at maraming salamat sa lahat. Maraming salamat sa lahat. Maraming salamat sa lahat. Maraming salamat sa lahat. Maraming salamat sa lahat.